And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today, as always. We are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today is a big old Friday. We are going to be continuing on walking through the 2021 NFL schedule, predicting the winners of every single game of every single week, getting us to see who's going to win the Super Bowl this season. So walking through the schedule, walking through the playoffs when we get there, and then crowning our too early of the season Super Bowl champion. So we're continuing on looking at weeks 3 and 4 today. Breaking down the NBA from last night, couple of days, folks. We got 3 more days, 3 full days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday games, and then the regular season's over. Playing tournament starts on the 18th, which is the Tuesday, and I believe we are going to be watching those games live at twitch.tv/takesbyfans. So, come out and watch, see who gets in, folks. We're going to be watching those games live over here. And maybe some playoff games live too, but stay tuned for that. Doing the Moneymaker and then talking about all the stories of the day. So let's just jump right into it today. And, we finally get more information about Deshaun Watson. So let's talk about it here. Tony Buzbee, the attorney for 22 women suing Deshaun Watson, expressed concern over how the NFL is handling its investigation. He said, quote, "Some of the women did not feel like they were being respected during first 3 meetings with NFL investigators." So, a lot of kind of factors playing into this lawsuit. Obviously, the main problem, Deshaun Watson versus these women. Did he do it? Did he not? Was it consensual? Were these kind of professional encounters? Are these women looking for money? Do they have any kind of truth in what they're saying? So that's just kind of the, the meat and potatoes of the case. And then you have the outside factors. You got, the fan base of the Texans, the fans going wild. We've already seen fans go crazy on these women's like Instagram posts and, their Yelp pages and all that, saying they're garbage masseuses and that, they're asking for it. So we've got that factored in. But then we also have the NFL, who doesn't want any kind of black marks on their kind of name, their branding. This is, bringing negative attention to the NFL, which is never great for them. And this is one of their highly coveted younger players emerging in this league. He's absolutely fantastic. I mean, we know that this Texans organization is absolutely garbage, but Deshaun Watson by himself, folks, I mean, I know he kind of went under the radar a little bit last year just because the Texans were so bad, but folks, 70.2% completion percentage, and we just looked at kind of, the career, the record for best completion percentage in a season, and we saw Drew Brees holding 1, 2, and 3, but Deshaun Watson at 70.2 is actually like top 15 of best completion percentage in a season of all time. So this is a huge, great quarterback. He threw for 4,800 yards. I think he led the league last year in passing yards and still went 4-12. So he is an absolutely fantastic talent. The NFL does not want that, does not want any negative punishments. Keeping him out of season is disastrous for the NFL. Making him kind of retire early is like the worst thing for this team, or for just the name of the NFL. And then Houston, I mean, they're garbage. They've got no head coach, no front office, no weapons anywhere. And could you imagine if they have to lose their starting quarterback? I mean, it would just be an absolute nightmare for the NFL and the Texans. So we've got the NFL, that other outside force of this case, maybe trying to kind of, obviously not do anything illegal. We're not saying that at all, but we'll just kind of leave it for your imagination. We've got, Tony Buzbee, the lawyer of these women, saying, hey, they're actually kind of, being a little aggressive here and they're questioning. So let's actually get some of these kind of facts here of what, Tony Buzbee is claiming as, these women are feeling a little bit disrespected by the NFL's lines of questioning. So let's see what we get here in this article. So, Tony Buzbee, the attorney for 22 women suing Houston Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson, expressed concern on Wednesday over how the National Football League is handling its investigation. The lawsuit alleged sexual assault and inappropriate conduct. Buzbee is speaking to Fox 26 in Houston, said, quote, "Some of the women did not feel like they were being respected during their first 3 meetings with the NFL investigators, which he told Fox led to him attending a 4th meeting between the league's investigative group and his clients. Busby told the television station that 4 of his clients met with the league's lead investigator, Lisa Friel, and that he has, quote, probably 4 more women who want to meet with the NFL, but is not sure whether he's going to let them speak with the league's investigators. All right, quote, here we go. The allegations are very concerning, and the league immediately began investigating the matter under the NFL's personal conduct policy. The investigation includes gathering information, monitoring law enforcement developments, and conducting interviews with relevant people willing to participate with the council president. Throughout her decade-long career as the chief of sex crimes unit in Manhattan District's Attorney Office, and most recently as the NFL's special counsel for investigations for the last 6 years, Lisa has earned a stellar reputation as a consummate professional who conducts investigations and interviews with compassion and fairness in an effort to determine the truth. So we've got the lead investigator here for the NFL. She's being praised. She's compassionate and fairness. You just heard it right there. But Tony Busby is not saying the same thing. Busby also told Fox that 8 of his 10 clients have met with the Houston Police Department, and that he was pleased with how the Houston PD has worked with his clients. In March, Busby had said publicly that he wasn't comfortable with his clients going to the Houston police after a complaint went to the Houston Police Department. However, police opened up an investigation. On Thursday, a Houston Police Department spokesperson said the investigation into the allegations against Watson is ongoing, but would not say how many women he has spoken with. All right, anything else? What else we get? That wasn't that great of an article here, honestly. Why were they feeling disrespected? We don't know any of that, so you're just throwing around headlines. We got literally no clues of what the disrespect was in those NFL meetings, so that's great, right? Classic clickbait headline that got us talking about it. Little lame. I guess we can read these last 2 quotes here, see if there was anything good in these. Quote, while we have never approached Mr. Busby about a settlement, he has approached us on numerous occasions in the past about the possibility of a settlement. Whoa, interesting. This is Rusty Hardin's Watson's attorney. Quote, we have made clear all along that there would be no settlement unless the terms are made public and all participants are allowed to speak in their own defense at all times. We want none of the participants, the plaintiffs, or Mr. Watson muzzled by a settlement agreement. Mr. Busby does not feel the same. Quote, I am a little bemused by Mr. Busby pronouncing piously that his clients are not going to settle and that they want their cases to play out in court. The fact that the whole thing started with this attempt to extort money and avoid court shows the irony is not dead. I guess it has just raised to a new level. So once again, really kind of muddy waters here. In this case, we get Tony Busby, we get Rusty Hardin. Tony Busby saying, hey, these women, we're not here to settle, man. We're not here to settle. These are legit allegations. Rusty Hardin's like, okay, then let's go to court, baby. We got no problem with this. And then, we've got the disrespect section here that we literally saw no evidence of. So, all right, that's our kind of update of what's going on with Deshaun Watson. Some of the women felt disrespected, like they weren't being respected during the first 3 meetings with NFL investigators, but we have no idea why that is. So, alrighty, so that's where we're at. Still kind of, fake news out here, false news with no real sources, no real concrete evidence, and that's what this entire case has been made up of so far. So, truly unfortunate. If this man is truly innocent, truly unfortunate. Truly unfortunate for both parties here, right? Whether, whoever's innocent, whoever's guilty, it doesn't really matter. The court of public opinion is unfortunately real and unfortunately doesn't change its mind ever. So really, it's unfortunate for Deshaun Watson having to go through this, and it's unfortunate for these women also having to go through this because their names are getting dragged through the mud. Doesn't matter what the real outcome is. The court of public opinion has already made up their mind. So more kind of, he said, she said, no concrete evidence, and that's classic here in this case. Alrighty, so let's move on to this. And man, oh man, now it all makes sense. It all makes sense now, folks. Why Urban Myer wants Tim Tebow. Urban Myer does not know talent, folks. He is not a good judgment of character. And I know he was great in the college system, folks, but so was Nick Saban, and he couldn't make it work in the NFL. So now, once again, we've got this Urban Myer situation, and he just does not know talent, folks. And we're getting a little kind of, little scared here as the season approaches for this Jacksonville Jaguars team of having this man as the head coach, because if you don't know talent and you're signing all these kind of garbage players and living in the past, not kind of adapting to the present of the NFL, I would say that's kind of 99% of why teams lose in this league, is because teams don't adapt or see how kind of the league is shifting, how you have to win in this league. I mean, Andy Reid, as soon as he got the mobile dual threat quarterback, he's winning games, winning championships, no problem. He just won his first ring because he adapted to the league. He knew how to win in this league, having a mobile dual threat quarterback that you have to kind of pay a huge attention to on the defensive end. So that's how you start to win games, and we're kind of seeing it now with obviously Deshaun Watson being very good, and Kyler Murray being good, and Lamar Jackson. I mean, that's how you're going to have to win in this league, unless you're Tom Brady, who still, he still has kind of the old school mentality that still somehow works out in this league. But, he is the exception to the rule, folks. So you have to adapt, and I don't think Urban Myer, I think he's living too much in the past, folks, and I think he kind of plays favorites a little bit, and I don't think he truly knows what great talent is, because we get this quote right here. Urban Myer on Alex Smith. Here he says, he's the best I've ever been around. Alex Smith is the best you have ever been around? Come on, Urban Myer, really, you've been around, great emerging players while you were in Florida and while you were in Ohio State, but Alex Smith is the best you've ever been around? What are we talking about here? Look, I don't want to knock Alex Smith. He is a very solid quarterback in this league. He's not a Hall of Famer. He never won the ring. He never really got it done in the playoffs. His career regular season stats were pretty good, but he never got it done in the playoffs, floundering at like 50% completion percentage, like 54% completion percentage in the playoffs. So I can't buy anything Urban Myer says. Everything that he's saying, I just straight up disagree with, like 1,000%. That whole Tim Tebow nonsense, folks, he still wants to bring Tim Tebow back in this league, and now he's saying that Alex Smith is the best he's ever been around. Let's take a look at who he has been around. Who were the players that Urban Myer has coached that are worse than Alex Smith? The first one up is Cam Newton. I'm taking Cam Newton over Alex Smith. Cam Newton is better than Alex Smith, folks. MVP, got to the Super Bowl. Alex Smith didn't do any of those things. Come on. All right, but let's keep it going. It's not just that one great player, Ezekiel Elliott of Ohio State. Ezekiel Elliott, he's not my favorite running back in the NFL, and definitely because of last season is a huge part of why. But, in the college scheme, I mean, he was one of the best running backs there was, and, he was coaching him in Ohio State. Carlos Hyde, Michael Thomas. You're telling me Michael Thomas is not better than Alex Smith? And I know they're at different positions, but come on. I'm taking Michael Thomas. I'm taking that surefire wide receiver over Alex Smith any day of the week. Percy Harvin, solid wide receiver. Jordan Reed, solid tight end in the NFL league. Solid career. Marcus Gilbert. Who else do we get here? Mike Pouncey, folks. Mike Pouncey. Marquise Pouncey, folks. The Pouncey brothers. He had them both. And I'm not saying that, they're definitely better than Alex Smith, but just that he's had so much talent to work with, but he chooses Alex Smith out of everybody. And we have even more. Joey Bosa, folks. Joey Bosa. Carlos Dunlap. Who else do we got here? Ryan Shazier, solid player. Janoris Jenkins, folks. Joe Hayden. Solid backfield out here, folks. Solid defensive backs out here. So to say that Alex Smith is, he's the best he's ever been around, man, oh man. If I'm a Jaguars fan, folks, I'm super hesitant on this Urban Myer pickup as your head coach. As, when it was announced, it kind of sounded like a good idea, but every time he opens his mouth, every time he tries to do something, as the head coach, it just does not look good. It doesn't sound good, and I'm just kind of scratching my head. I'm like, this is who y'all hired? And I know he was a great college coach, but he took some years off. His health was a huge impact of why he left the college system, and now he goes to the NFL where, there's more pressure, there's more people talking about it, there's more people watching. You've got me talking about you now. So I cannot get behind Urban Myer, man. Urban Myer and Matt Nagy these last couple of days have truly fallen off our radar, and that's not good, folks. We give everybody the benefit of the doubt here. We really root for everybody to have success here in this league, but some of these new head coaches, Dan Campbell, Urban Myer, even Matt Nagy. Now, he's not a new head coach, but we're just kind of, even Robert Saleh, when he said he forgot he was a head coach at a practice. I mean, it's just like, we're starting to kind of lower on you, as, we were kind of hyping them up in the preseason, in the offseason, giving them credit, looking to see how they're going to be good. But ever since the draft, when, decisions are starting to really be made in concrete, and really the direction of your team is starting to get clearer and clearer, we're starting to really fall off these kind of coaches here. So we'll see how Urban Myer plays out week one and year one, but I don't know, man. I don't think he's a good judge of talent, and maybe not even a good judge of character, because even at that Florida team, I mean, there's an article that, there was like 36 players that Urban Myer was coaching during those Florida days were like arrested, and he coached Aaron Hernandez too, folks. So, y'all know how that went. So, I don't know, man. I do not think Urban Meyer is going to work out in this league anymore, but he's got some more time to kind of change our opinion. We'll see if he truly goes through forward with that Tim Tebow decision at the tight end. I think, there's really no hope left for this man to work out, but we'll see what he does. Maybe he comes to his senses, doesn't sign Tim Tebow, and then we can maybe start buying him back a little bit more. Alrighty, let's head over to this Bucs story now, and man, oh man, the Bucs will repeat, folks. The Bucs are going to freaking repeat. So, Tom Brady was, quote, still trying to figure out how to call the plays midway through the Buccaneers 2020 season. Oh my goodness, we knew they were kind of floundering at the first half of the season, but man, oh man, Tom Brady wasn't even feeling very comfortable until like midway. Now everybody's back. All 22 starters, the 11 starters on offense, the 11 starters on defense are all back, folks, and the playbook's not changing. It's not like they're going to be like, all right, new year, new playbook. Let's get, no. They're going to have like the same playbook. Yes, they tweak some things here and there. Instead of, on the route tree, the tight end going in on a play, he's going to go out on a play just based off a hand signal to switch it up from last year to this year. So defenses have to learn it all over again, how to defend it all over again. But, man, oh, man, if Tom Brady wasn't even hitting his stride until midway last season, I mean, just imagine what he's going to be doing this season when he doesn't have to have that first kind of couple of, 8 weeks to get everything adjusted. He's already off the rip, won the title, so everything is easy peasy going in for him this year. So let's read some of these quotes here and see just how truly difficult it was for Tom Brady out here to learn this Buccaneers playbook. So Brady recently told the Hadinky radio podcast that the transition to the new playbook wasn't seamless. Quote, midway through the year, I was just trying to figure out how to call the plays, Brady said. I just read the plays off my wristband and tried to visualize what was going to happen. It's like learning a completely new language. You've spoken English for 20 years and someone goes, hey man, let's speak some Spanish. And you're like, huh? That makes no sense to my brain. You're trying to teach me Spanish. I've been speaking English for 20 years. Come on. You can't teach an old horse new tricks out here. We know how to neigh. We know how to, gallop, but we ain't jumping over all those sticks. What are you, crazy? So another quote here. The COVID-19 pandemic made Brady's life no easier. Oh my goodness. And he had to learn this playbook. And then the COVID also affected Tom Brady so much. So the COVID-19 pandemic made Brady's life no easier as it wiped out most organized offseason work with coaches and didn't allow players to build natural chemistry and trust on the field. Quote, so it took a long time for people to get to know one another. Much longer than normal. The last 6 weeks of the year, wow, we really started hitting our stride. We gained a lot of confidence in one another. It was really a unique experience, one that I hope I never ever have to go through again, but I think we made the best of it. So, I mean, Tom Brady, not able to work out with his players, not able to get that chemistry down. And I know every team and all the quarterbacks and all the new wide receivers were going through that as well. I get all that, but it still goes the same for Brady. I mean, we were kind of giving, free passes this season to, rookie quarterbacks to not having that full offseason work, Jalen Hurts not having all that offseason work to get them prepared and get them ready to go. I mean, Justin Herbert didn't need it. He was just slinging the ball around. He's like, y'all need actual time to get developed. I've been doing this. Y'all didn't see all the records I was breaking. Y'all need an offseason? Yeah, it can't be me. It can't be old Herb over here. But, that still goes the same for Tom Brady as well. One of the greatest to do it of all time, one of the, oldest quarterbacks to ever play the game. But, it still takes him time to get developed, build that chemistry. So Tom Brady won the Super Bowl while going through all those kind of little hills that he had to overcome this season, and he won the ring. And now just imagine how great they're going to be this year, folks. The points, the defense that they're going to freaking put out on the field. Oh, man, I would not want to face the Bucs at all this season. First week, last week, mid-season, after the bye, before the bye. It doesn't matter. It's Tom Brady, folks. A well-studied, a well-rehearsed Tom Brady out here that just won the Super Bowl last year. So the Bucs, man, they're probably going to repeat, folks. Honestly, they're just going to repeat. Like, do we need to play the season? Yes, but they're gonna repeat, unfortunately, unless the Colts beat them in the Super Bowl. Colts, Bucs, Super Bowl. I'm gonna have my money on the Colts, but we'll see what happens. Alrighty, let's move on to this. And another NFL athlete getting into some trouble now, and this one's a usual suspect. So here we go. Antonio Brown is facing a civil lawsuit for a 2020 assault on a truck driver. The suit is an extension of a criminal case that saw the wide receiver plead no contest in January. No contest, not saying you did it, not saying you didn't do it, but I still think you accept responsibility when you plead no contest. You're just not admitting to it. You're claiming the responsibility, you just don't admit to it. But let's see what we get in this article. Let's see what this assault was. And, Antonio Brown now not paying his debts and now having to get sued in civil court. Never a good look. So let's see what we get here. Alrighty, truck driver Anton Tumanov filed a civil lawsuit against Tampa Bay Buccaneers wide receiver Antonio Brown on Wednesday in relation to a January 2020 assault. According to Mike Baker of the Tampa Bay Times, Tumanov said Brown assaulted him while he was delivering household items. Per the Associated Press, Brown pleaded no contest to charges stemming from the assault of burglary with battery, burglary of an unoccupied conveyance, and criminal mischief in June 2020. He was given 2 years of probation and 100 hours of community service and was required to undergo psychological evaluation and take an anger management course. Jeez, woof. Not great there for Antonio Brown. Tumanov said Brown initially refused to pay $4,000 for the items he was delivering and threw a rock at his truck, resulting in a dent. After Tumanov returned, Brown is said to have paid $4,000, but then refused to pay $860 for damaging his truck. Tumanov said Brown and his trainer, Glenn Holt, pulled him out of the truck and took his keys and began removing boxes. In the civil lawsuit, it is stated that Tumanov's continues to suffer severe bodily injuries, pecuniary losses, and mental anguish. Jeez. Brown, who was not signed to an NFL team at the time of the assault, was suspended for the first 8 games of the 2020 season after Brittany Griner said he sexually assaulted her 3 times between 2017 and 2018. So not a good look here for Antonio Brown, now getting sued in civil court for the money that he didn't pay. Taking these boxes without paying them for first, taking this man out of his truck. So that's where we're at with Antonio Brown. The sexual assault allegations in 2017, 2018. That's why he was suspended last year. And now this year, probably more things will stem from this. So Antonio Brown, unfortunately, can't stay out of trouble. And we're back with him in the news, which is never a good look. So, man, oh, man, how this man has fallen from being, one of the best wide receivers in the league, getting it done with Big Ben every single week with no problems there. And then after, he left, him and Le'Veon Bell, after he left, nothing's really been the same in this league. Everybody getting in trouble. So, we'll see how this plays out for Antonio Brown. But he is currently facing a civil lawsuit for that assault on the truck driver that we just described. Alrighty, here we go. Let's keep moving on here. And the Ravens have a new wide receiver. Anybody good? Well, it's a player that has played with Lamar Jackson before. So the Ravens side undrafted wide receiver, and I'm going to butcher the hell out of this last name. Dante Silencio? Is that how it's really pronounced? Sylencieux. Silencio? That's kind of what it's looking like. So we'll just call him that for now until we know the official naming. Then we'll correct it. But we don't know how to pronounce it now. So undrafted wide receiver Dante Silencio from Graceland University signed with the Ravens. He caught 10 touchdowns from Lamar Jackson in high school, so a little bit of chemistry here, and they went out and got him. Couldn't find any of his career stats, could barely even find this man on the map, honestly, but we do have a nice little minute 30 highlight package of what this man's looking like. So let's see what Dante Silencio is doing out here. Is he going to be great? I can't get official measurements on the man because I can't even find what this man is all about here. I'll try to Google him one more time and see if anything comes up, but the first time I tried to do it, it just came up with some nonsense. Nothing of the sorts that we actually wanted. So let's try this one more time here. Anything good? I just want to get his official height. Is this man tall? We talking 6'2", 6'3"? This one doesn't describe his height, unfortunately. Here we go. This might be good. Okay, here we go. 6'2". Alrighty, so solid there. 6'2", 185. Not bad, not bad. So let's see this man work a little bit here. These are the 2018 highlights from Graceland football. So let's see what this man's all about here. Dante Silencio. Nice 6'3" wide receiver. Here he is. Just a streak route down the sideline, going up and getting the ball over the defender. Look at him go up and get it. Nice high point of the ball on the sideline, catching it in bounds. Fantastic. Next play up, little hesitation, in cutting route. Oh, easy catch there. Can't really stand his feet too much there. Took no big hits, but here we go. Another deep ball, catching it. Fantastic. He's wide open on this one. Unfortunately, couldn't stay on his feet. I mean, he just kind of tripped over his own feet trying to catch this ball. Unfortunately, couldn't finish up the last 30 yards for the touchdown. He's got some nice size. He's looking real beefy out there. Look at him go up and get this ball on the inside. Yes, sir. Air thrown ball here. He goes up and just goes and gets it, man. Inside, over these defenders, reaching over the defenders. We can be about this, man. All right, what else do we get here? Quarterback going deep for the man on the sideline, one-on-one. I feel like that was the same one that we saw from earlier, just from a different angle. Can't be putting the two same plays in here. What is that? All right, going down here. Bad throw in double coverage, but he comes up. I mean, this is a surefire pick. I mean, look at this, man. The defender has the ball in his hands, but here comes Dante Silencio coming over the top to take the ball away. So that's that great 6'2" that Lamar Jackson is desperately craving for in Baltimore. Here he is. I mean, this quarterback's kind of trash, honestly, for Graceland football. I mean, all these underthrows. Not the greatest, but there he is for the touchdown in the end zone. On kick return, too. Oh, let's see the speed here. Do we get some speed? That was something that we didn't really see in all those catches here. On the kick return, here we go. Maneuvering through the field. The speed is a breakaway. Will anybody catch him? He's at the 15, 10, 5 touchdown. Yes, sir. So solid speed out there. Really nothing great. Even on that kick return, nothing great, but it's a familiar weapon for Lamar Jackson out here. So we'll see how he's actually, working. He's an undrafted free agent, so might as well take a decent chance on him. You don't have to pay him. You don't even have to keep him on your roster. You make Lamar Jackson happy. And, that's kind of, a little bit of the narrative that we've been seeing. Try to keep your quarterbacks as happy as possible so Russell Wilson doesn't come out and, speak out against his team. Aaron Rodgers doesn't try to implode that entire Green Bay organization by telling free agents, hey, I'm not going to be here, so you probably shouldn't come here. So keeping Lamar Jackson happy, and we'll see if they can kind of reunite this combo that they had up in high school where he caught 10 touchdowns. Nice 10 touchdown hookup between these two. So we'll keep an eye on Dante Silencio and see if he's even, how far he makes it into the kind of the how far he can make it in the offseason before he gets cut, or maybe he makes the roster. Maybe he surprises everybody. Alrighty, let's head over to some NBA stories. And man, oh man, that Portland Suns game was absolutely fantastic last night, but it came down to the wire, and the refs really kind of beefed it hard last night. So, Devin Booker, Suns down. I think they were down 2, 116-117. Portland up 1. Chris Paul bounds the ball to Devin Booker. Devin Booker takes it, and he kind of floats up a shot, but they call foul, and there's really no foul to be had here. He's jumping in the air, kind of, falling out of position down to the right, but it wasn't because of contact. It was just because of the shot that he took. And it didn't fall, and he gets the foul with like 0.9 seconds left, nothing to really do anything, and then he goes to the line and wins the game. They win by 1. So just an absolute garbage call here. Just follow it right here. Where is the foul? Norman Powell didn't even push off of him. It's really bogus. And once again, the refs deciding games late down the stretch. I mean, I think I've seen more foul calls in the last second, folks, and I'm not talking about the last 10 seconds. I'm talking about the very last second when the shot goes off, and these refs are blowing whistles all the time this year, really ruining these games, and the Portland Trailblazers kind of lose because of this. Now, we could watch this one more time. Watch from this angle. Where is the foul? Seriously, man. Ruining exciting, great games. Making the Suns win this one. Making the Blazers lose this one. And I know the Blazers had a chance to extend the lead a little bit at the free throw line on their end, their previous possession. And they kind of floundered. I think they missed both. They at least missed one, but still, at the end of the day, folks, you have the power to change the call at the last second, and you take that power and you ruin the game, and you basically force this team to win. Fouls really should never be called at the end of games, and this goes for every sport, football, basketball, all that. I do not want to see a whistle on the last play of the game, a flag on the last play of the game, unless it's 1,000% egregious, like the Saints one that didn't get called in the playoffs that sent the Saints losing. That was the most egregious foul that I think I've seen in a while. So I understand, that should have been called, but it didn't. But these ticky-tack, maybe foul, maybe not, and you blow the whistle, it's just really, it's frustrating, it's annoying. I hate seeing it as a fan, and we got that last night. So another game kind of ruined by the refs. The Suns really didn't deserve to win the game, but here they are, winners of last night. So a great game, unfortunate, really came down the way it did. Devin Booker gets the call. Refs blowing the games like always this season. And folks, it's really kind of it stands out to me. I don't know if it's standing out to y'all, but I think this is one of the most kind of ruined seasons by the refs just because of these late whistles, folks. We've been seeing it all season, and it's really annoying. So hopefully in the playoffs, they kind of swallow their whistles. That's kind of something that we do see a lot. They do swallow the whistles a lot in the playoffs. So we're hoping we don't get any of these really kind of garbage last second shot, buzzer beater attempt shots getting fouled when it's a 1-point game for the win. And then you send them to the line and they win at the line. Really kind of boring to watch and really kind of just kind of lame that's how the game ends. So unfortunate. That's what happened last night. Hopefully it doesn't happen anymore, but it's been happening all season, so we'll see. Alrighty, and then the last story to talk about here, the Pelicans blew 14 double-digit leads this season. Womp, womp. This Pelicans team now officially eliminated from the playoffs, which we know, but it just goes to speak, why is this team floundering? There's really no reason. You got Zion, who's a proven talent, a proven already all-star. Give this man, I mean, when you're putting up 25 points on 65% shooting every single night, what the heck? Absolutely fantastic. So something just had to give here. Everybody loves Lonzo Ball. I think he's solid. Brandon Ingram had a really good season this year, but they come up short, and there's really no reason why this Pelicans team should be, what are they currently now, 12th in the Western Conference? I mean, that's just absolutely absurd. 11th officially still. But still, 31 wins, 39 losses, not even in the play-in tournament. I mean, forget about the playoffs. They're not even in the play-in tournament, man. So they gave teams extra chances to get the Pelicans in because last season they kind of, were looking good. They had to rest Zion, unfortunately. because it was his rookie year and he was on minutes restrictions for a lot of the time, which was kind of bogus. But, they extended the playoffs to hopefully have those big names in, and they still can't even be one of the top 10 teams in the Western Conference. So, blame has to be put on somebody, and I think we have to look at Stan Van Gundy. I mean, hasn't coached in a while, comes back to this Pelicans team, these young guns out here, and they're not kind of closing out games, so we kind of have to speak to the coaching, not getting them prepared to close out games. The final kind of couple of minutes of games are different than the regular minutes of the games, folks. Pressure is coming down. You need your superstars to really take over. Clock management obviously was an issue if you're blowing 14 folks, we're not talking about, they had a 2-point lead going into the final. No. We're talking about double-digit leads, and they blew 14. I mean, add 14 more wins. Let's add 14 wins to this Pelicans team, and they're at 45 wins, and that's the 5th seed, folks. That is the 5th seed in the Western Conference. Let's just add half of those games. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt there with the 8 instead of the 7.5 there. So let's add 8 wins, just winning half of those double-digit, it was 14, so we can't do 7. I kept thinking 15 for some reason, but let's add 7 wins, half of those double-digit leads that they had. Let's just say they close out on half of these leads. So let's add 7 wins to this Pelicans team. And now we're talking about the 8th seed, definitely in the play-in tournament now, but Stan Van Gundy couldn't coach this young squad in the pressure, in the clutch time, and now they lose all these games, not in the play-in tournament, and once again, Zion Williamson not in the playoffs, definitely nothing the NBA wants. So something's got to give here. We've heard Lonzo wants to leave New Orleans already. Good riddance. Goodbye. The team honestly doesn't need you. He kind of flounders. He doesn't really know how to work with kind of a big game. Brandon Ingram down low. Zion Williamson also down low. I know Brandon Ingram plays the 3, and, he can kind of hit the 3 as well, but Brandon Ingram doesn't know how to facilitate the floor when the really main offense should be going through Zion Williamson. So, Pelicans, man, unfortunate season, disappointment season, honestly, and very lackluster and underwhelming on what they honestly should have been this year. But year 2 for Zion results in another no playoff series. Womp womp. Alrighty, those were all the stories that we needed to talk about today. So let's head over to the NBA. Break down the games from last night, do our moneymaker for tonight's action, and then we'll head over and start keep on going on with our 2021 NFL season with weeks 3 and 4, picking all the winners in our interactive schedule. Alrighty, so let's go over the NBA from last night. Let's start with game number 1, Clippers-Hornets. Clippers getting the win, solid down late in the second half, able to get it done. They win 113-90 over the Hornets. So let's check the playoff stats, the playoff standings now after this game. So the Hornets are still the 8th seed, even though the Pacers won. They're tied, but the Hornets do have the 8th seed. So let's see if they can hold on to that. And then the Clippers are still at the 3rd seed there. So no real movement based on the outcome of last night's game. Just unfortunately, the Hornets going to be a little bit more competitive. We took them plus, how many points did we have? 8? We took them plus 8. They lose by 23. Now, they did keep it kind of competitive in the first half, just kind of got kind of blown out in the second half. The Clippers put up 40 points in the third quarter. Absolutely fantastic. So let's start here with the Clippers first. Patrick Beverley is still the starting point guard. Okay, 2 points, classic. He only took 4 shots, classic. But he was still a -1 he was the only minus on the floor, a -1 in a 23-point win, folks. That's not great. Actually, kind of trash. I'm going to classify it as trash. So I still don't like Patrick Beverley being the starting point guard. Reggie Jackson still coming off the bench, and he had a great game, and he played more minutes than Patrick Beverley did. Patrick Beverley played 18 minutes. Reggie Jackson played 27. So I am glad that Reggie Jackson is still getting quality minutes out there. Just really wish he is in the starting lineup. But let's talk about this team, and then we'll get to Reggie Jackson when we get down to the bench. So Patrick Beverley didn't do really anything last night. Paul George led the team in scoring, 20 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 of 13 from 3. Not the best shooting night, but got it done at the end of the day, so we'll give it to him. Zubac, 8 points, 11 rebounds. Marcus Morris, 15 points, 3 of 5 from 3. Pretty much a great night from that man. And then Kawhi Leonard, 16 points, 9 assists, 3 rebounds, just nothing flashy, nothing big. 2 of 4 from 3. Only took 9 shots overall from the game, but they were able to get it done. Off the bench, they had some nice performances. Reggie Jackson, second leading scorer, 19 points, 5 of 12 from 3, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, truly getting it done. We like Reggie Jackson better than Patrick Beverley. That's really it. I really wish he would still be starting, but we'll see how that plays out as we get into the playoffs. But, I mean, this is kind of the lineup that they want to be rocking with, so we'll see how it works out. Nicholas Batum, also off the bench, 11 points, 3 rebounds. He only took 6 shots. And then Rondo, 9 points, 3 of 3 from 3. Shot 100% last night. Well done. 5 assists, 4 rebounds. So some great performances there off the bench. The starters all kind of able to get it done. Nobody kind of going beast mode, but everybody putting in solid work, and they're able to beat the Hornets last night. Alrighty, let's talk about this Hornets team now and just lackluster scoring by pretty much everybody. LaMelo Ball put up 18 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds, and that was a good night. 3 of 4 from 3, 50% from the field. A good night by LaMelo Ball, but Terry Rozier, we need him to step it up. He needs to be a 20-plus a night scorer, and we do see that sometimes, most of the time, but then those other times it's kind of 60-40. Terry Rozier kind of going beast mode with those 20-plus points every single night, 40% that he doesn't, and that's what we got last night. 10 points on 23% shooting, 1 of 7 from 3. Absolutely, really dreadful. 5 assists, 4 rebounds to go along with that. Bismack Biyombo, 13.7 rebounds. P.J. Washington floundering again here. Once again, P.J. Washington, he's kind of, the opposite of Terry Rozier, where P.J. Washington has like a 40% of the time a good game, where 60% of the time he doesn't. And, the 60% time showed up last night. 7 points on 23% shooting, 1 of 5 from 3. Absolutely not great. He had 4 steals and 5 rebounds, so that's decent, but still at the end of the day, we need somebody to put up points, and P.J. Washington did not. And then Jalen McDaniels to round out the starters here for the Hornets, 10 points, 4 rebounds on 40% shooting. Already the bench now, Cody Zeller, 10 points, 6 rebounds, solid work by him. And then Caleb Martin, 9 points on 57% shooting. So no real greatness out here. Malik Monk, only 7 points on 33% shooting on 6 shots. So really nobody stepping it up here for this Hornets team. And that's what this Hornets team, when they're good, when they're on, when they're all firing, I mean, this is a real tough team to beat, because they can do like what the Kings do and just put up 130, 140 points. But they need the scores to do that. And they're having a tough time here down the stretch. So another loss here for the Hornets, putting their kind of 2-game play-in tournament experience in jeopardy, because if you're 7-8, you get 2 chances to secure your playoff spot. If you get 9-10, you only get 1. So Hornets and Pacers are both tied at 33 wins and 37 losses, but the Hornets do have the tiebreaker. But, a couple of games left. What do we got? 1 game left for each team, 1 or 2 games left for each team. Hornets letting us down a little bit. Underwhelming, but well done for the Clippers. Alrighty, let's move on to the Bucks and the Pacers now. We'll start here with the Bucks since they got the win. Well done for the Bucks. Another huge night, 142 points by this Bucks team. Another reason why we are big supporters of this Bucks team heading into the playoffs, folks. They are getting it done, scoring the ball, and that's really just been their biggest kind of downfall in the playoffs, just not getting it done offensively, whether it was a 3-point shot not working that night or Giannis not getting it done down low. They're really putting a full game together, putting up the points, and they're going to be deadly in the playoffs, folks. So they get the win 142-133 over the Pacers. So let's start here with the Bucks. Giannis, 40 points on 77% shooting, 1 of 1 from the 3. Love that. But folks, look at this. He put up 40 points, but 11 of 16 from the free throw line. Come on, Giannis, please step that up a little bit more. Hopefully those free throws don't haunt you in the playoffs. But 40 points, 15 rebounds, 6 assists, a great night by him. Chris Middleton, 22 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. He shot 2 of 7 from the 3, not great, but I'll take those 22 points. Brook Lopez, 21 points, 8 rebounds. Dante DiVincenzo, 8 points, 9 rebounds. He shot 2 of 5 from the 3. And then Drew Holiday, 20 points, 14 assists, 4 rebounds on 0-4 from the 3, so he couldn't get that done. But he put up 20 points, and everybody was getting it done. I mean, when you've got four starters all in 20-plus point categories, they're going to be looking real good out there. So absolutely magnificent for all the starters here. Off the bench, we got Bobby Portis with the 12 points, 4 rebounds. We got Jeff Teague with the 8 points, and Pat Connaughton, 6 points, 4 rebounds. So not great off the bench, but solid work by everybody in the starting lineup. Bench, added some decent production out there, and they're able to get the big old win there and the big old points. So well done for the Bucks. Everybody's pretty much on now, folks, so watch out for them. And then this Pacers team, solid work by really everybody. Just unfortunately, it's hard to put up 143 points, folks. They put up 133 points, which is definitely respectable as heck. And everybody really got it done. Just unfortunately, the Bucks got it done a little bit more. So the Sabonis put up 10 points, 14 assists, 6 rebounds. He shot 26% from the field. So Giannis really locking him up. Brook Lopez really locking him up down low. O'Shea Brissett, 19 points. Doug McDermott, 19 points. Justin Holiday, 26 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. TJ McConnell, 23 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 steals. So all the starters getting it done. Really nice point totals there. Off the bench, they even got great production. Goga Padazzi, 10 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds. Kalen Martin, 12 points, 9 rebounds. And Jakar Sampson, 14 points, 5 rebounds. So everybody was getting it done in the starting rotation and the bench, but like we said, just came up a little bit short here against this great powerhouse scoring of the Bucks. Giannis is just taking it upon himself to go get it done, and I'm glad that he's finally taking charge, being the main really offense here, just letting everybody else get nice wide open shots because Giannis is just going down low all game long, unstoppable, and they're able to get the win because of that. So well done for Giannis, now finally taking charge. We're big on the Bucks now. Alrighty, the Knicks and the Spurs. Let's go to them. All right, Knicks get the close win here, 102-98. We called this game perfectly. The spread was Knicks minus 5.5 last night. We didn't want to take that spread just because the Spurs are such wild cards. The Knicks only win by 4. The spread was 5.5. That's a no cover, folks. That is a loss if we took that. But we also said in our moneymaker that we liked them to win. We knew they would win. We just did not like that big spread, and that's exactly what happened last night. So shout out to us. Shout out to the Knicks. Very well done to everybody involved. Very well done to everybody involved in that. So we'll start here with the Knicks since they got the win first. They won 102-98, 4-point win like we said. But Julius Randle he did not lead the team in scoring. Alec Burks off the bench led the team in scoring off the bench. We're going to get to him in a second. But Julius Randle, 25 points, 9 assists, 9 rebounds. He didn't shoot the best. 1 of 5 from 3 and 33% on 21 shots, but he got to the line 10 times and he got the points, so we'll give it to him. RJ Barrett, 24 points, 5 assists, 9 rebounds. He shot 5 of 9 from 3. Reggie Bullock, a little lackluster last night, only 8 points, but he did have 3 steals, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds to go along with all that. And then Nerlens Noel, 6 points, 5 rebounds. Once again, nothing great by him either. But the bench, hey, Alec Burks steps up big time here. 30 points by Alec Burks off the bench, 10 rebounds to go along with that. Unfortunately, nobody else got it done. Derrick Rose didn't play last night. They were still able to squeak out a win, so well done by them. But nobody else besides those 3 big scorers there, Julius Randle with the 25, RJ Barrett with the 24, and Alec Burks with the 30. Nobody else put up double-digit points, folks. We had Emmanuel Quickley, 0 points on 4 shots. Come on. Alfred Payton, 0 points on 4 shots off the bench. Once again, come on. Or Alfred Payton was in the starting lineup, but come on. Please do something. So definitely missed Derrick Rose last night, able to squeak out the win. So well done to them. Let's also shout out Taj Gibson very quickly. 6 points, 9 rebounds. We'll take that. He had 4 blocks as well off the bench. So getting it done on the defensive end, that's Taj Gibson's game. So luckily, they were able to win without Derrick Rose last night. But not a great night overall by everybody. Now the Spurs, a winnable game that they did not take advantage of. Once again, just the hot and coldness of the Spurs team, not even putting up 100 points now. Everybody really kind of floundering here. Besides DeMar DeRozan, we obviously know he's kind of their biggest name out there, and he's really the most consistent player on the Spurs team. But DeMar DeRozan, 27 points, 4 assists, 8 rebounds. Very well done. Keldon Johnson, 13 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Jacob Poeltl, 8 points, 9 rebounds. DeJounte Murray put up 14 points, 7 assists, 9 rebounds. And Lonnie Walker at the 12 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. So not bad scoring-wise, but nobody kind of going above and beyond besides DeMar DeRozan. And then off the bench, just nothing great. Drew Eubanks, 8 points, 9 rebounds. Patty Mills, 6 points on 5 shots. Rudy Gay, 8 points on 20% shooting on 10 shots. So nobody able to really be consistent here for the Spurs team. They're so wonky, they're so hit and miss, and they were missing last night, losing to the Knicks. Alrighty, let's move on to the Hawks and the Magic, and the Hawks blow out the Magic. Well done for this Hawks team, and they are now the 4th seed here in the Eastern Conference. So the Hawks at 4, Heat at 5, and the Knicks at 6. Unfortunate for the Knicks falling down here. They're still winning, unfortunately still falling down a little bit here. So we'll see what the Knicks can do here. Like we said, there's 3 days of games left, folks. So teams either have 1 or 2 games left here to finish out the season, and we'll see who's going to kind of claim these nice kind of home court advantage for at least the first round spots, getting into the top 4. But the Knicks currently at number 6. But let's go back to this Hawks team, this Hawks game. We'll start with the Hawks, a nice blowout win, winning 116-93 over the Magic. So here we go, the Hawks, Trae Young, 18 points, 7 assists. He shot 0-5 from the 3, so not great there, but everything else good. Bogdanovich led the team in scoring. How many times do we have to say Bogdanovich is leading the team in scoring, folks? Just absolutely great shooters out here. So Bogdanovich, 27 points, 2 steals, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, 4 of 7 from 3, 75% from the field on 12 shots. Man, oh man. Watch out for this Hawks team in the playoffs now. Clint Capella, 14 points, 14 rebounds. Amazing. John Collins, 12 points, 6 rebounds, 4 of 6 from 3. Yes, sir. And then Solomon Hill put up no points, but only took 1 shot. He was still a plus 20 on the court, so getting it done defensively. And then off the bench, this is what we're talking about, and we really hope they can keep this up. We get 2 players in double-digit scoring off the bench. Kevin Huerter, 14 points, 6 rebounds, and Danilo Gallinari, 10 points, 4 rebounds off the bench as well. Lou Williams, 18 minutes played, but only 6 points, 4 rebounds on 2 of 7 from the field. So we would like Lou Williams to be a little bit more of a better scorer out here, but as long as we're getting, 2 of the 3 here, Kevin Huerter, Danilo Gallinari, Lou Williams. I mean, they've got scorers off the bench. We just need to see them step it up on a nightly basis, and we got that last night. So well done for the Hawks. They're definitely going to need their bench in the playoffs. And then the Magic now, what are they doing out here? Gary Harris, 7 points on 1 of 6 from 3. He is still not getting it done here for this Magic team. Wendell Carter at the 5, 12 points, 11 rebounds. Dwayne Bacon, 5 points on 22% shooting. R.J. Hampton led the team in scoring off the bench, 18 points and 5 assists and 8 rebounds. And Donta Hall, 11 points, 5 rebounds off the bench as well. So, like we said, this Magic team is just absolutely garbage. They traded away all their talent at the trade deadline. Going to work with their younger guys and newly acquired pieces, but it's not working. So, we'll see what they do next year, but obviously this year they are trash. All right, let's go to this one now, the Heat and the 76ers, and what a blowout win here for this Heat team. I mean, the 76ers weren't even really competitive in this game. So with this loss here, with the Heat winning, the Heat go to the 5th seed. The 76ers only 1 game above the Nets for that 1 seed, so we'll see if they're able to keep that. We'll see if the Nets can kind of take advantage and take over that number 1 seed. How crazy would that be? Do the Nets even have 2 games left? What do we got? Let's see. Let's get to see who's got 2 games left. So, let's go to the Nets. 2 games left. They got the Bulls and the Cavs. Those are 2 easy wins there. What do the 76ers got? 76ers have the Magic and the Magic. Magic twice, so, I mean, should be winnable games. Both those teams should win out, but we'll see if the 76ers slip up once. But there is still a chance for the Nets to get that number 1 seed, so well done for them. We'll see if they go out and earn it. But let's go back to the 76ers and the Heat. 76ers lose 106-94 over the Heat. And man, oh man, Joel Embiid didn't have a good game. Just couldn't get it done down low. But let's start with this Heat team winning, getting it done, beating these good teams, getting great contribution from the bench. And this is what the Heat are going to need because, as we said, yesterday on the show, no Victor Oladipo out for the rest of the year. So truly unfortunate there. Everybody's going to have to kind of start doing their part and being real consistent shooters out here. So let's talk about this Heat team first. Kendrick Nunn at the 1, 13 13 points, no assists, 2 rebounds. He shot 1 of 4 from the 3, but 66% from the field. Duncan Robinson letting us down big time, 3 points on 1 of 7 from the 3. Got to be a little bit better than that. Bam Adebayo, 18 points, 8 assists, 12 rebounds. He was truly a force last night. Trevor Ariza, 10 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. Solid game by him. And then Jimmy Butler led the team in scoring, 21 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. But get this, 4 of 4 from 3. We know Jimmy Butler is an absolutely not great three-point shooter. He's shooting like 21% this year, folks. Absolutely garbage. Like the average is like 33%, and he's putting up 21%. So absolutely trash, but he had 4 of 4 last night, coming up absolutely clutch when they needed him, and he was able to hit those shots. So very well done. And they were they just got out to a nice hot start and were able to kind of keep it up for the rest of the game. And then off the mother-loving bench. Yes, sir. Finally, these two players are having great games together, and they're winning games because of it. So, Goran Dragic, 15 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds off the bench. He didn't shoot great, 1 of 6 from the 3, but we'll take those 15 points all day. And then Tyler Hero, also off the bench, 18 points, 2 assists, 6 rebounds, 4 of 7 from 3, getting it done. So, those two great players, those two good offensive players that we know of them to be, getting it done off the bench. That's exactly what we need. And then Udonis Haslem, folks, finally getting into the game. I mean, he's been just on the bench, just kind of being a coach. He's basically just a coach, being like 40 years old, not even playing, just being a kind of a mentor out there. So he finally gets into the game, only 2 minutes in, and then he gets ejected because he starts some beef with Dwight Howard. So what is Udonis Haslem doing out here? I don't think he wants to play. He's like, no, why are you putting me out here on the floor? I am just here to collect a check, collect the ring if we win, and mentor these kids. Eric Spoelstra, please do not play me. I will be ejecting myself every time I get out on the floor. So that was Udonis Haslem last night. He did put up 4 points. He shot 100%, 2 of 2 from the field before he got ejected. So we'll give him that. But jeez. Hasn't played in like 2 years, folks. First game back, ejected in under 3 minutes. Alrighty, let's go to the 76ers now, and Joel Embiid letting us down major last night. 6 points, 1 assist, 2 rebounds. That is not a Joel Embiid stat line. Jeez, a big old flounder performance last night by that man. Seth Curry only 8 points. Ben Simmons only 8 points. So, I mean, if Joel Embiid is putting up 6 points and nobody else is taking over, I mean, what are we talking about? What are we doing here, man? Tobias Harris was always, consistent, so he put up the 21 points. Thank you for you. Thank Tobias Harris. Thank you for doing something. We can always rely on him. And then Danny Green, 11 points, 4 rebounds. He shot 3 of 5 from 3. He only took 7 shots, but can players start taking more shots when Joel Embiid is not getting it done? Can somebody please step up besides Tobias Harris? We've never seen it. And then they didn't even get the good help off the bench. I mean, they got Shake Milton, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. That's decent work out there. Dwight Howard letting us down a little bit, 4 points, only 7 rebounds. Get those double-digit rebounds, my man. You played 15 minutes. You do like 7 rebounds in 4 minutes. And then Tyrese Maxey, 6 points on 3 of 8 from the field. So just nothing great last night by the 76ers. A little bit of a letdown. Hopefully it's just kind of a flawed game and not who they truly are in the playoffs. But well done for the Heat. Another clutch win here, getting it done. They've been great down the stretch here, 8-2 in their last 10. So we definitely got to give a lot of respect to this Heat team. We are not doing power rankings today on the show. We are going to try and do that Sunday on the show. For some of our last power rankings, we'll shore it up on that Monday show when every game has been played. Those last couple of games on Sunday have been played. And then also on Monday, we're going to walk through the entire playoff scenario to crown our winner for kind of our last final winner, projected winner of the season, walking through the schedule, walking through the playoffs. So that's coming up Sunday, Monday. Just give you all a little heads up. All right, next game up, Grizzlies and the Kings, and the Grizzlies get the win, 116-110. Kings were a little competitive, unfortunately, officially eliminated now, but well done for the Grizzlies getting the win, potentially, overcoming. I mean, these last couple of games here, Hornets at the 8th seed, Pacers at the 9th seed, tied with their record. So, I mean, who's going to go out and, over these next 3 days and get it done and earn their place in for 2 chances at the play-in tournament? And the Western Conference has the same thing. Warriors at 8, Grizzlies at 9, tied with the same record, but we'll see which one takes advantage of their last remaining games to go out and earn that number 8 seed. So, I mean, there's crunch time to be had left with these 3 last days, folks. Don't be like, oh, the regular season's over. No. There's still a lot of games to be played and still a lot of changes in the overall kind of seeding for these last couple of games. So, all right, but let's get back to this game. The Grizzlies get the win 116-110 over the Kings. Let's talk about the Grizzlies first. Still no Grayson Allen, so they moved Dillon Brooks over to the 1. Or they moved Dillon Brooks over to the 2, Kyle Anderson at the 3, and Jaren Jackson Jr. at the 4. But John Moran at the 1, 12 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds, facilitating the floor. He had 1 of 5 from the 3. Nothing great, but well done for facilitating the floor and getting it done on the rebounds. Dillon Brooks, 30 points. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Maybe you keep this lineup because Dillon Brooks has been having, some good games out here at the 2. So maybe we move Grayson Allen off the bench. Maybe. But Dillon Brooks, 30 points, 6 rebounds. He shot 3 of 7 from 3, 46% on 28 shots. We'll take it. Jonas Valanciunas, 24 points, 13 rebounds. Unstoppable force last night. Jaren Jackson Jr. at the 4, 12 points, 6 rebounds. And Kyle Anderson, 14 points, 9 assists, and 5 rebounds. And then off the bench, do we get anything good here? Brandon Clark, 12 points, 5 rebounds. We love that. And that was really it. Desmond Bane let us down a little bit. 7 points on 2 of 8 from the field. Definitely could have been a little bit better. So, Grizzlies do just enough to get the win. We'll see what Grayson Allen is looking like when he gets back healthy. All right, now the Kings still no De'Aaron Fox. Delon Wright at the 1, 15 points, 8 assists. Buddy Hield, 16 points on 4 of 10 from 3, 6 assists, 4 rebounds go along with that. Raquan Holmes only played 10 minutes last night, 3 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Maurice Harkless, 3 points on 16% shooting. Yikes. And then Chimizi Metu, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists at the 3. Off the bench, they got some nice performances out here. Justin James, 31 points off the bench, 70% shooting on 17 shots from the field, and 4 of 5 from the 3. So an absolute great night by Justin James. We've never called this man's name at all this year. So well done for getting it done. Unfortunately, still come up a little bit short though. So the Kings get the loss, and they are no longer in the playoffs like we know. All right, the Raptors and the Bulls get the win. I do think it is unfortunate. They're still 2 games out. What do we got? Do the Bulls have 2 games left? Let's quickly check that out. I think they're mathematically eliminated from the playoffs or the play-in tournament. The Bulls, they got the Nets and the Bucks. So, yes, they're not mathematically eliminated, but they're not beating both of those teams. they're just not, especially with the Nets having the chance to get the number 1 seed, and the Bucks, do they have a chance to move up to the number 2? They do. They do have a chance to move up to the number 2. So the Bucks and the Nets are going to be kind of going balls to the wall these last couple of games. So they're definitely not going to be able to. The Bulls are definitely not going to be able to beat any of those teams. So the Bulls, they do get the win last night for kind of keeping them in, but they're officially out. They're unofficially officially out, folks. So let's start here with the Bulls. Thaddeus Young back in the starting lineup because no Daniel Tice. So Kobe White at the 1, 17 points, 10 assists, 5 rebounds. Zach LaVine, 24 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Vucevic, 16 points, 16 rebounds, and 6 assists to go along with that. Thaddeus Young at the 4, 10 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds. He shot 62%. We'll take that. And then Patrick Williams at the 3, 9 points, 5 rebounds. Off the bench, they got some nice contributions out here. Lauri Markkanen, thank goodness, finally stepping it up big off the bench, 20 points, 7 rebounds. Javonte Green also off the bench, 10 points in only 12 minutes, so we'll take that absolutely all day. So, well done for the Bulls, but, we needed this, 10 games ago. We needed you to kind of start doing this 10 games ago, and here they are now at the 11th seed, almost basically out, having to face the Nets and the Bucks their last 2 games. Having to win both of those games, having to need the Wizards to lose their next 2 games as well. Alrighty, the Raptors without everybody. So Stanley Johnson led the team in scoring at the 3, 35 points, 6 of 13 from 3, 10 rebounds, 5 assists to go along with that. Yuta Watanabe only playing 9 minutes, 0 points on 3 shots. Kem Birch still at the 5, 14 points, 5 rebounds. Malachi Flynn, 16 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds. Jalen Harris, 17 points. DeAndre Bembry off the bench, 12 points, 4 steals, 6 assists. Just trash. I mean, it's the B squad, folks. It's the B squad of the Raptors. They lose. Alrighty, let's keep going here. Last 2 games, Nuggets and the Timberwolves. And man, oh man, we wanted to take the Timberwolves, but we knew it wasn't the great value. It was only them plus like 4.5 points, and we said, no, that's not great. And then the Nuggets go out and kind of win handily. 11-point win there for the Nuggets, 114-103 win. So let's start here with the Nuggets. Another win here. Looking real good and solid here at that number 4th seed. Can still move up a little bit. Let's see what the Nuggets schedule is looking like for their last couple of games here, because they're only a game out from that 3rd seed. And let's just say the playoffs ended today. The season ended today. No play-in tournament. The Nuggets would have to go and face the Mavericks first round, and that's not bad. But if they move up to that 3rd seed, Clippers move down to the 4th seed, then the Nuggets would face the Blazers. I think I'd rather face the Mavericks. So maybe the Nuggets will kind of want to lock themselves in at that 4th seed, but the Blazers still can move up a little bit. So it is kind of, wonky out here. We really don't know any of the solid matchups just quite yet, because 4, 5, 6, and 7 are really kind of close. Like 4 can always move up to 3 in the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference, and 5, 6, and 7 is really still kind of up for debate there. So this is, there's still pressure here, folks. These last 3 days of the NBA season are weighing heavy now. Absolutely great. This is what we want. We want urgency. We want you have to win here at the end of the season. I mean, it just makes for better games, better content, and more competitive play. It's fantastic. So, Nuggets out here. Facundo Campazzo, little lackluster game. 6 points on 25% shooting, but he had 9 assists and 3 rebounds, so not too bad overall. Austin Rivers is still in the starting 2. 12 points, 4 rebounds, 4 of 9 from 3. Not bad. We'll take it. JaVale McGee getting into the game, getting into the starting lineup. No Aaron Gordon last night, so they moved Jokic to the 3. JaVale McGee is the starting center. So JaVale McGee at the starting lineup, 24 minutes played, 12 points, 13 rebounds. Yes, sir. Jokic at the 4, 31 points, 14 rebounds. So his game still never changed. 4 assists to go along with that. And I'm sorry, Michael Porter Jr. didn't play last night. So Aaron Gordon moves over to the 3, Jokic at the 4. So Aaron Gordon, 15 points and 4 assists at the 3. Taking 10 shots. So not bad there by the starting lineup, having to kind of switched around a little bit. Off the bench, some nice performances out here. Marcus Howard, 15 points in only 17 minutes off the bench. Very well done. We've never called his name at all this year, so well done for that man to step up. And then Vlatko Kankar, 14 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists off the bench. Very well done. So they're able to kind of make do with, some of their lackluster pieces or some of their big pieces out and having some lackluster pieces filling in off the bench. But well done for the Nuggets last night. Still able to win. Views Jokic. This is why he's the MVP, folks. I mean, he's just working with Aaron Gordon out there, Facundo Campazzo, Austin Rivers, JaVale McGee, and he's still able to lead the team in points, lead the team in rebounds, 4 assists, plus 8, lead them to a win over a rising, emerging Timberwolves team. So Jokic, I think, is truly the clear-cut front runner of MVP. So give him his respect. Give him his respect, folks. All right, now the Timberwolves now. Ricky Rubio at the 1, D'Angelo Russell still at the 2. Ricky Rubio, 6 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds. D'Angelo Russell, 17 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. He shot 3 of 7 from the 3. Karl Anthony Towns, 20 points, 11 rebounds. Jared Vanderbilt, 6 points, 4 rebounds. And then Anthony Edwards, baby, led the team in scoring, 29 points, 4 of 9 from the 3, 5 assists, 7 rebounds. A great night. He shot 50% on 16 shots. So well done for the big 3 here of Minnesota. And off the bench, nothing great. We got Naz Reid, 10.6 rebounds, and that was it. So, well done for the Timberwolves to still play decently hard, and well done for the Nuggets. Without Michael Porter Jr., able to kind of, scrape together some of those missing points that he brings to this team, and they're able to get the win. So, well done. And then the last game of the night, the one that was ruined by the refs that we said, Suns win 118-117. DeAndre Ayton for the Suns team. So Dario Saric fills in at the 5, and he had a pretty decent night. So let's start here with the Blazers, since they basically won, and I'm not allowing the refs to dictate which team we talk about first here in this game. So the Blazers first. Damian Lillard, 41 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. He was hitting clutch shot after clutch shot after clutch shot late down the stretch. Unfortunately, the free throws came into play. Where they missed some. Unfortunate. I think Robert Covington, let's get down to the bottom of that. Because I know they missed some free throws, and I think that's allowed the gate to be open for Devin Booker's winning at the line. So where are these free throws at? Are they not award free throws? Yeah, here it is. Robert Covington with 5 seconds left. They were up 1 point. Robert Covington misses free throw 1 of 2. Robert Covington misses free throw 2 of 2. So Robert Covington really blowing the game. They would have made it a 3-point lead, and they would have won the game most likely off of that. But, it's only a 1-point game now, and they call a garbage whistle on Devin Booker, and then he goes and wins the game at the line. So Robert Covington truly letting us down last night. But Damian Lillard did his thing, 41 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. He was clutch as heck last night. I mean, it's just Damian Lillard, folks. It's just every time I watch this man play, I'm just in awe of the shots that he's hitting, the time that he's hitting them, when he's hitting them, regaining the lead, opening up the lead back up big, but getting it done in the fourth quarter as well is just fantastic. Damian Lillard, man, fantastic work. CJ McCollum, 27 points, 6 assists, 5 of 9 from 3. Very well done. Nurkic, 7 points, 8 rebounds. Robert Covington, 16 points, 2 of 4 from the free throw line. Those last two, with 5 seconds left, killed this team. Norman Powell, 12 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. He only took 9 shots. And then off the bench, just nothing great. Enes Kanter had 6 points, 8 rebounds. Anthony Simons, 3 points. And Carmelo Anthony, 5 points on 7 shots, folks. He shot 14%. He only hit 1 shot all night. So not the greatest here by the Blazers, kind of supporting cast. Damian Lillard trying his best, and the team comes up short. So once again, this Blazers team just great, has flashy moments. Damian Lillard always goes crazy, but it never leads to deep playoff runs. They can't really win the championship. So this is kind of looking like a classic Blazer season, which is truly unfortunate because we know how it ends. Lackluster in the playoffs. All right, the Suns now. Chris Paul, 26 points, 7 assists. Devin Booker, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. He won the game at the line. Dario Saric at the 5, 12 points, 5 rebounds. Jay Crowder, 10 points, 8 rebounds, 2 of 8 from the 3, not the greatest. And then McCall Bridges, 21 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists. And then off the bench, Cameron Payne, baby, 21 points, absolutely fantastic, 5 assists and 6 rebounds. And then Torrey Craig getting it done as well, 10 points on 3 of 4 from the field in only 15 minutes. So the Suns, they had a decent night, kind of, were able to come back in the fourth quarter. No DeAndre Ayton, a huge win for them as well. Just unfortunate the circumstances that they won around. Alrighty, that is all the NBA from last night. Let's go to tonight's games, folks. Tonight's games. We've got 3 games remaining here in the regular season. So let's see who's got who tonight and who's going to make a splash, who's going to win us some money. We've got one primetime game on, and it's at 9:30. But let's get these. Let's first talk about. These matchups first. So here we go. Cavs, Wizards, 7 o'clock. Nuggets, Pistons. Wizards should beat the Cavs, no problems. Nuggets should beat the Pistons, no problems. 76ers, Magic. We've already talked about this. The 76ers should have no problem there. Jazz, Thunder, Grizzlies, Kings, Mavericks, Raptors, Clippers, Rockets, Warriors, Pelicans. I mean, this is just all the teams that are still in the playoffs facing garbage teams that are not in the playoffs. Wizards, Cavs, that's Wizards all day. Nuggets, Pistons, that's Nuggets all day. 76ers, Magic, that's 76ers all day. Jazz, Thunder, that's Jazz all day. Grizzlies, Kings, that's Grizzlies all day. Mavericks, Raptors, that's Mavericks all day. Clippers, Rockets, that's Clippers all day. Warriors, Pelicans, Warriors all day. So all the teams that have meaningful games tonight, really just kind of easy peasy, lemon squeezy wins here. So we may have an extreme extravaganza here. We may be taking all the favorites and swallowing all these points here. But let's refresh these lines, get these lines up to date, and start talking about our moneymaker for tonight's action. Alrighty, so here we go. First game up to talk about is the Cavs and the Wizards. Cavs +8, Wizards -8. Is Bradley Beal back? Let's see what we got. So for the Wizards, Bradley Beal is out, unfortunately, and then that is it. And then for the Cavs, what do we got? C.D. Osman, game time decision. Darius Garland, game time decision, so they may be having some of their offense back in this lineup. Cavs, obviously nothing to play for. Wizards, I mean, what do we got here for this Wizards team? Basically already secured the 10th seed. One more win, and they definitely do that. They can still move up to that 9th seed. Like we said, the Wizards, let's see how many games they got left. Do they got 2? Let's see, Washington Wizards. They've got 2 games left against the Cavs and the Hornets. Definite winnable games here. Where this Pacers team, what is their final games looking like? The Lakers and the Raptors. So probably can close out, maybe lose against the Lakers, beat the Raptors, but this Wizards team will need this Pacers team to lose both of those games, and they still can. I mean, this Pacers team isn't anything great. So this Wizards team tonight to go and clinch the win, go and clinch the playoffs, and then worry about the 9th seed when their next game is, either Saturday or Sunday. So Wizards -8. I want to take it. I am going to stay away from it, though, just because Bradley Beal's not there. So their offense is still going to be good, and this Cavs offense could be able to keep up pace, especially if Colin Sexton and Darius Garland are going to both be playing. Like we just said, Darius Garland is a game-time decision, so their offense could be loaded. And, maybe, some of the bench doesn't step up quite right for this Wizards team. Like, they may win, but the 8, I'm a little hesitant on. So we're going to stay away from this Cavs-Wizards game. We will try to find better value elsewhere. Here we go. Nuggets, Pistons. Nuggets -8.5. Pistons +8.5. Is Michael Porter Jr. playing? Let's see. Will Barton is a game-time decision, and P.J. Dozier is out. So hopefully Michael Porter Jr. is back, him taking last night off. And then for the Pistons, we get Wayne Ellington out, Mason Plumlee out, Rodney McGruder out, Corey Joseph out, Jeremy Grant out, Frank Jackson out, Dennis Smith out, Hamidou Diallo, game-time decision, and Isaiah Stewart is out. So we're going to take the Nuggets here, -8.5 points. Yes, they are on a back-to-back, but they're trying to kind of clinch their number 5th or 4th seed here, potentially climb up to the 3rd here, take advantage of the lackluster opponent, Michael Porter Jr., fresh off of a game off, and they cover the spread easy peasy. Alrighty, Magic and the 76ers. Magic +13.5, 76ers -13.5. We usually don't like taking these big spreads, but we may make the exception here today. For the Magic, Terrence Ross is out, James Ennis is out, Otto Porter is out, Michael Carter-Williams is out, and Mo Bamba's a game-time decision. For the 76ers, just Matisse Thybulle is a game-time decision. But the way that this 76ers team got rocked by the Heat last night, 76ers want to keep that number 1 seed. I mean, how awful would it be if the Nets somehow, out of all this debauchery of all these players, of the superstars being out every game, never really having the big 3 together, but at the end of the season, the 76ers flounders and the Nets get right and the Nets claim that number 1 seed and have home court advantage throughout the entire playoffs. Unfortunately, not for the finals, because the Jazz are at 50 wins and the Suns are at 49 wins. So there's no way for the Nets to kind of get to the number 1 overall seed. But still having the Nets home court advantage for the Eastern Conference playoffs, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see this Nets team win, unfortunately. I don't want to see that. So 76ers -13.5. I think we're going to swallow these big points today. Let's take these guaranteed teams here tonight. So 76ers -13.5. We're going to swallow it, folks. Swallowing all those points. Alrighty, then we get the Jazz and the Thunder. Jazz -14.5. Thunder +14.5. And this Jazz team is actively tanking, folks. They are getting blown out. Let's kind of go over. They're on an 8-game losing streak, 1-9 in the last 10. But let's kind of see how many points they're getting beat by. Are they truly getting blown out here? So their last game against the Kings, losing 122-106. Big old loss there. Then they lose 98-126, another big loss there. Then they lose 136-97. Then they lose 118-97. Then they lose 103-94 or 103-99, 4-point loss there, close game. But then they're back losing close, 123-120. Against the Suns, but then they got blown. Oh my goodness, that Pacers game! I forgot how bad they got blown. Oh my God, blown out. Blown out's not even the word. Nuked out. They got nuked out in that game. 152-95. Jeez Louise. So this Thunder team is getting blown out every single game. They are actively tanking. In this Jazz team, Mike Conley is a game-time decision. That could be huge for this Jazz team. They're getting their offense back. Donovan Mitchell is out, and Juwan Morgan is a game-time decision. And then for the Thunder, Mike Muscala's out, Shea Alexander's out, Luguentz Dort is out, so their big kind of names are out. Having Mike Conley be back is huge for this Jazz team. Like we said, their offense will be back good, but we are still kind of, a little question mark. It's a game time decision. If he was playing, we would take the Jazz minus 14.5, but we'll see how they do with kind of their first game back of having a true point guard to able to facilitate the floor so other players can get involved, not just Bogdanovich and Jordan Clarkson off the bench. So we'll stay away from Jazz Thunder. The spread's just a little bit too high for us there. All right, then we get the Kings and the Grizzlies. Solid value here. Kings +6, Grizzlies -6. I think we can swallow the points here. The Kings have been playing very competitive over these last couple of games here, so I do want to shout out this Kings team of still being competitive. They did just play the Grizzlies last night, so we probably do stay away from it. The Grizzlies won by 6 as well, and that's what the spread is here tonight. So we may stay away from the game just because of that reason. But for the Kings, Harrison Barnes is a game-time decision. De'Aaron Fox is the game-time decision. Is he finally making his time back here? Marvin Bagley, game-time decision, and Raquan Holmes, game-time decision. And then for the Grizzlies, just Grayson Allen is still out, and we know that's pretty good because they're kind of getting it done without him in the starting lineup. So solid work there. But we'll stay away from this Grizzlies-Kings game. 6-point spread. Grizzlies just won by 6 last night. The second game of a back-to-back never goes the way that you think it is. So unfortunately, we're going to have to stay away from this game. All right, then we get the Raptors and the Mavericks. Raptors +13.5. Mavericks -13.5 already. So a big spread here to swallow if we want to take it. All right, for the Raptors, Kyle Lowry, game-time decision. Fred VanVleet, game-time decision. Pascal Siakam, game-time decision. So they may be back. We thought they would just be out for the rest of the season because they've got nothing left to play for, but they are game-time decisions. I'm still assuming they don't play, but we'll see what happens. And then for the Mavericks, J.J. Redick is out, and Maxi Kleber is also out. So having all those kind of star players for the Raptors be game time decisions. Like we said, we are assuming they're not going to play, but still at the end of the day, I still don't want to trust this Mavericks team with 13 points, honestly. So we'll stay away from it. Porzingis is still good to go, so that's definitely going to help him out, but we'll stay away from the big spread. And then we get the Clippers and the Rockets. Okay, Clippers -10, Rockets +10 here. Let's see who's in and out for this Clippers team. Serge Ibaka is a game-time decision. We may be getting him back in the lineup, but Paul George is a game-time decision with rest, and Kawhi Leonard is a game-time decision with rest. And it's a little interesting that they could have, game-time decisions here for the big names. I mean, this Clippers team, you're not locked into that 3rd seed. You could still fall back to the 4th seed here. So I don't know if there's really any games to be having resting. We know that the Clippers just played last night, so I get the rest on that part. But if you want to keep that 3rd seed and face maybe they want to go back down to that 4th seed. Like we said, having the Mavericks, I think I would rather face the Mavericks than the Blazers, honestly, in the first round of the playoffs. So maybe the Clippers are trying to move back, but we know that's a dangerous game to play because, like we said, 5, 6, 7 here in the Western Conference, all separated by only a game. So if the Clippers are trying to, play the game of falling back purposefully, the Mavericks could also fall back, and then you don't get the matchup that you wanted. Then you go and face a team, maybe you do end up facing the Blazers. So there's the strategy here of tanking to try and get the better seed here is just not going to work with 5, 6, 7 all being this close. So Clippers -10 with Serge Ibaka, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Amir Coffey all being game time decisions. For the Rockets, Eric Gordon is out, John Wall is out, Avery Bradley's out, Daniel House Jr. is out, Sterling Brown's out, Christian Wood's out, David Wamba's out, Dante Exum is out, DJ Wilson's out, Kevin Porter's out. So it's just a little old Kelly Olynyk out there by his lonesome, trying to get it done. They did keep it close against the Lakers the other night because Kelly Olynyk is going crazy. But man, oh man. Do we take the Clippers -10? I can't with those game time decisions. So we'll have to stay away from that game. And then the last game of the night, which is easy peasy. What the hell are they talking about? Pelicans +2, Warriors -2. If everybody's good to go, I'm taking this Warriors team -2. What are we nuts? Is Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram playing? Let's see. For the Pelicans, Steven Adams, game time decision. Josh Hart is still out. Brandon Ingram, game time decision. Lonzo Ball is out and Zion's out. So what is the problem here? For the Warriors, this is the problem right here. Steph Curry, game time decision. Draymond Green, game time decision. Andrew Wiggins, game time decision. Kelly Oubre's out, which is the best news. But let's see if we can get any information here on this Warriors team. We need Steph Curry to play at least. And Steph Curry, what do the Warriors have to play for? I mean, they can't take any. I mean, they can move down to the 9th seed. So what is this game time decision? You better get your ass in that starting lineup. Kawhi Leonard, uncertain Friday, and same thing with Paul George. So it's not really even game time decision. It's uncertain. So they're pretty much not going to be playing there. All right, what about these Warriors playing? All right, here we go. Draymond Green, questionable. Andrew Wiggins, questionable. Steph Curry, questionable. Dang it. But there's really no games. There's really no time off to be had, folks. Go and claim your spot here. Warriors, go claim that 8th seed. You have to face the Lakers round 1. If you drop down to the 9th seed, you're going to be, do or die. You're going to have to win 2 games back-to-back, folks. Ugh. So Warriors -2. The Pelicans are going to have nobody, right? They're going to have none of their big talent. Lonzo Ball's out. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, he's going to have to get it done by himself. Brandon Ingram, if he plays, he'll have to get it done. Big game for the Warriors. We think all these game time decisions are going to play, so we'll take the Warriors -2 here. So, this is our moneymaker for tonight's action, folks. The Nuggets -8.5 has closed. Why is that? What is up with this Nuggets? Any news there? Must be breaking news. If they took the game off the board. Here it is. Aaron Gordon just got ruled out. Facundo Campazzo just got ruled out. And Paul Millsap all just got ruled out. So the spread should be coming up a little bit in favor of the Nuggets. So that's pretty good. We still get Jokic and Michael Porter Jr. So they take that off the board. How funny is that? So unfortunately, we can't take that game anymore. We'll have to wait till it comes back on. So we'll go down to our next segment and then come back and see if it's back on. But how classic, folks. I'm telling you, value, you have to snatch it up when you can. Now, we kind of lucked out because the spread should be coming down. It was at 8. It should come down to maybe 4 now, 5 or 4, with all these 3 players out. So interesting there. Alrighty. Let's head over and keep on going on with our 2021 NFL prediction of the entire season. We're going through week by week, game by game, picking the winners of every single game this season to see what the playoffs going to look like, and then we'll pick the playoffs winners, giving us our Super Bowl winners, and then our Super Bowl contenders, and then we'll pick the Super Bowl winners. So after 2 weeks, we've got the Steelers at the top of the AFC North at 1-1, the Colts at 2-0, top of the AFC South. The Dolphins 2-0, top of the AFC East, and the Chiefs 2-0, top of the AFC West. Then in the NFC, Packers are 2-0 at the North. Bucks 2-0, NFC South. Washington football team 2-0 at the NFC East, and the Cardinals 2-0 at the NFC West after 2 weeks. So let's do weeks 3 and 4 today and see how the schedule, how the rankings are going to change after 4 weeks. So let's start here with the Jets and the Broncos. And yeah, I'm taking the Broncos. Jets at Broncos. Love this Broncos team. I think they're going to be absolutely fantastic, folks. All signs are pointing on that Teddy Bridgewater it can play 1,000%. We just talked about the story yesterday on the show of, the offensive coordinator not practicing at, 2-minute situations and in the red zone, and that's where Teddy Bridgewater floundered. Now he's going with the Broncos. He's going to win the starting job, and they've got the defense. They've got the offensive weapons, so everything's going to be easy peasy. This Jets team, new head coach, new rookie quarterback, not going to totally work out, especially having to go into Mile High early on in the season. We always know that's cause of concerns with all the teams going on the road early on in the season to the Denver Broncos. So Broncos beat the Jets. Then we get Chargers at Chiefs, and got to take the Chiefs there. I do think the Chargers are going to be very good this season because Justin Herbert had an amazing rookie year, but we're talking about Chiefs at home early on in the season. I mean, there's a stat out there that Patrick Mahomes has only lost, I think he's either undefeated or lost 1 game in the month of September, which is a complete 180 of kind of Bill Belichick and Tom Brady in the month of September. They kind of flounder in the first half of the season, the first quarter of the season. Chiefs don't do that. And then we get the Dolphins at the Raiders, and I'm going to take the Dolphins here on the road. I'm believing in Tua this season, truly. And once again, this Raiders team, I don't know, man. I don't like John Gruden as a head coach. I truly don't think he can get it done. It's like every other offseason, we see this, we say the same things. It's going to be the Raiders' year. It's going to be the Raiders' year. It's going to be the Raiders' year. It's going to be Derek Carr's year. The offense is going to get it figured out. But then at the end of the day, the offense is solid. Don't get us wrong. But it's not translating to wins, and they always flounder in the back half of the season. But I got the Dolphins here on the road going to the Raiders and beating them. Then we get the Bengals and the Steelers. Steelers going to be able to get that done. Bengals at Steelers there, week 3. Steelers defense should be able to kind of handle Joe Burrow pretty easily here. And how is Joe Burrow looking after the injury? That is the big question mark. But Big Ben early on in the season at home, they get it done. Then we get the Colts at the Titans, and man, oh man, I'm taking the Colts here. I do like the Titans, but not having that big threat at wide receiver anymore on both sides is definitely going to hurt their passing game, and how is Ryan Tannehill going to adapt with that? And we love this Colts team, what they're doing, so I'm taking the Colts here on the road. Then we get Panthers and Texans, and really 2 garbage teams here. Let's see how the Panthers do on the road, but I'll give it to the Texans. Do I? I don't know. We still don't even know what's going on with Deshaun Watson, but I don't know, man. Sam Darnold here with the Panthers. Is he going to be able to pick up this offense right from the rip? How's Christian McCaffrey's going to work, right off the rip? But I'm going to have the Texans here. Don't think we have them. This is going to be their first win of the season, so we'll give them their first win there. Then we go Washington football team at Bills. This should be a good one, good defensive game, but it's going to be the Bills at home. Got to take them just on the pure quarterback alone. Josh Allen, man, we're buying big into him this season as well, hoping that he can continue what he did last year. We do like Washington, don't get us wrong, but on the road here, just unfortunately, they are in the inferior team. All right, Bears and Browns, and I'm going to go Browns at home here. Browns looking real good this season. Bears, how's Justin Fields going to kind of shake out here in the first couple of games here? But this Browns team, we are expecting them to take the next step off of last season. I really think Kevin Stefanski is absolutely fantastic for Baker Mayfield. He is thriving, and they are going to continue their success, especially on the defensive end of the ball. Then we get the Cardinals and Jaguars, and J.J. Watt versus, Urban Myer, who doesn't know talent, and Trevor Lawrence, who's a rookie quarterback. I'm going to take the Cardinals, especially with their loaded offense, loaded defense. Great team all around. They win on the road. Then we get the Ravens and the Lions. No contest there. It's Dan Campbell. They're going to go 0-17. They'll be the first 0-17 team. That's what we're predicting. So far through 3 weeks, the Lions are 0-3. Let's see if they get a win here. But the Ravens win that one easy. Saints, Patriots should be a good one here. Really big question marks here on the Saints team. How are they going to be looking past how are they going to be looking now that Drew Brees is no longer there? I mean, folks, we don't know what a Saints offense looks like without Drew Brees. He's been there for 15, 20 years? So whichever quarterback they go with, either Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston, we already know it's a big drop-off. We already know they can't do what Drew Brees does on the regular. And then we get this Patriots team. How are they going to be looking with kind of, all solid Tier 2 wide receivers and tight ends and running backs surrounded around Cam Newton, a Tier 2 quarterback at Tier 3? Do we dare drop Cam Newton down to Tier 3 quarterback? We may, after his performance last year. I think I'm going to go with the Patriots here at home over the Saints. Bill Belichick's defense gets it done. Maybe Cam Newton, maybe the Saints team struggles early on in the season. All right, let's keep moving on here in week 3 here. Packers, 49ers should be a good one, but I'm going to take the Packers here. Big game here, division rival. We know, the Packers got upset by the 49ers 2 years ago in the NFC Championship game. And, how's Jimmy Garoppolo? How is his feelings? Now, he's coming out in publicly seeming all hunky-dory and all good with, him having his successor behind him, which is a complete 180 on what this Packers team of Aaron Rodgers, he's not really kind of saying all the things that Jimmy Garoppolo is saying, but I'm going to take the Packers here. I really think Aaron Rodgers is going to be on his bullshit this year, in the good sense on his bullshit. I'm back on my bullshit. I'm back on, slinging the ball around. They were 13-3 their last 2 seasons, folks. I don't see that changing. Same head coach, same weapons, still good weapons, great weapons around Aaron Rodgers, and the defense is always going to get a little bit better here. So I'm going to take the Packers here on the road. Then we get the Falcons and the Giants, and I got to go the Giants here. I'm still big concerns on this Falcons defense with their rookie head coach. Giants get Saquon Barkley back with a plethora of offensive weapons for Daniel Jones to take the same step that Josh Allen took from year 2 to year 3. Watch out for the Giants this year, folks. Watch out for Daniel Jones. He's going to put himself on the map this season. Let me knock on wood to not put up too many jinxes and too much pressure on the man, but yes, that it will be happening. And then we get the Bucs and the Rams. Ooh, this one's going to be great. Wow, what a great game here. Oh my gosh, two great defenses going at each other, but I am going to give it to the Rams here just because they are at home. Let's see what Sean McVay can do with Matt Stafford. Two great defenses. I'm going to take the home defense in that game. Seahawks Vikings. What do we got the Vikings at? 1-1. What do we got the Seahawks at? They're 1-1 too, so alrighty. What do we say about this Vikings team? Now, they do have some nice corners. Xavier Rhodes, Patrick Peterson. How are they going to work? The offense. Oh, man. Do I trust Kirk Cousins? Excuse me. Do I trust Kirk Cousins against the Seahawks team? This is a real tough game to decide. I have to go with the Vikings at the home team. Let's see how the Seahawks are working out these first couple of weeks. But I'll take the Vikings at home. Do I? No, I'm taking the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks are going to be back on their bullshit, truly, folks. I think the defense is going to be smothering, and I think Russell Wilson is truly going to be, hey, look at me. I deserve whatever I say because I'm great. So I'm going to have the Seahawks here. We're going to switch that to the Seahawks over the Vikings. And then we have Eagles and the Cowboys. Monday Night Football, Eagles at Cowboys. I had to take the Cowboys here, not because I want to, but because I don't think Nick Sirianni is going to be that great, especially in the first half of the season. I don't think he's going to be good at all, but definitely not the first 3 weeks. So I'll take the Cowboys at home. So that's week 3. Let's head over to week 4 now. Here we go. Starting back here at week 4, Jaguars, Bengals. I'm going to take the Bengals just because they're at home. Two really lackluster teams. Second year Joe Burrow, second year head coach of the Bengals, and first rookie head coach for the Jags, rookie quarterback. So I'm going to take the Bengals just because they're at home there. Then we get the Texans and Bills, and that's easy. Bills all day. Whatever it is, week 4, you take every single penny you have and bet it against the spread of the Bills. Bills minus 10 is probably going to be Bills minus 14.5. You take it. You bet all your money on it. They will hit it. Ravens, Broncos. Ooh, this one should be good as well. Broncos at home. That defense is pretty solid. Ravens early on in the year should be a little shaky, especially with their new offensive coordinator. And I'm going to go out on a little bit of a limb here and say that this Broncos team gets the win. Folks, I'm telling you, the Colts and the Broncos, Colts 1,000%. The Broncos are kind of my maybe tier 2 team, but my tier 1 team that's going to be absolutely fantastic all throughout the season and win the Super Bowl is the Colts. They're my number 1 team here. And as we say that, unfortunately, they do face the Dolphins. Going to be an absolute good game, hopefully. And this is how much I believe in the Colts, folks. I'm taking the Colts over the Dolphins. I'm taking the Colts over the Dolphins. We're unbiased here, folks. Yes, we had the flag. Yes, we have the artwork hanging behind us. But the show is called Takes by Fans, folks. I am a fan. This is my fandom. I treat everybody equal. I love the games. I love the sport. I love the competitiveness. Yes, I root for a team, but it doesn't cloud my judgment in any way. And I'm proving that right here, taking the Colts over the Dolphins. I don't want to. It hurts me, but I think that's what's going to happen. All right, then we get the Titans and the Jets. Ooh, Titans on the road. Is this the first game of the year? Their first win of the year? We're going to give them their first win of the year. Titans on the road. Their defense of the Titans has to step up big, and I think they do it against the rookie head coach of the Jets and the rookie quarterback, Robert Saleh, Zach Wilson. All right, Raiders and Chargers at home. I got to give it up for the Chargers. This Chargers team is, in their mind, a head coach away from getting it done. And they just got a new head coach, fired Anthony Lynn. And Justin Herbert, folks, did you see him last season? I did. He looks absolutely spectacular. I'm telling you, this man's the next Aaron Rodgers, probably, hopefully even better. So I got the Chargers winning against the Raiders at home. Then we get the Chiefs and the Eagles. Chiefs at Eagles. Got to take the Chiefs there. Andy Reid versus Nick Sirianni. No contest. Steelers, Packers. Packers at home. Got to take the Packers here. Packers defense gets after Big Ben. He can't do anything. Packers win at home. Then we get the Bucs and the Patriots. Tom Brady makes his return to Foxborough against Bill Belichick. Never go against Tom Brady. You can go against Bill Belichick, and we just kind of found out last season, whenever you go against Brady, he bites you in the butt. We went against him in the playoffs against the Saints. He bites us in the butts and wins. We took the Packers over the Bucs in the NFC Championship game last season. The Bucs bite us in the butt. We took the Chiefs over the Bucs in the Super Bowl. The Bucs bite us in the butt. So we're taking the Bucs here, week 4. He plays spoiler for the Patriots, and then he's going to be all cheesy, snarky. Oh, y'all thought it was Bill? Y'all thought it was Bill? Y'all thought it was Bill that got this done? Y'all thought it was Bill that had my rings gleaming, my fingers gleaming? No, it's me. It's me. Did y'all not just see what I did last season, year one, with a new team? One of the oldest quarterbacks to ever play the game at a high level at the Super Bowl? And you want to give credit to Bill Belichick? Laughable. Week 4, I go in, I march my way in to the Patriots Stadium, and I beat them. We got the Bucs beating the Patriots week 4, folks. Alrighty, then we get the Browns and the Vikings. I'm going to take the Browns on the road here. Browns at Vikings. Like I said, I don't really know what this Vikings team's going to be. It's one of the few teams that I have a big question mark on. The Vikings, big question mark. Falcons, big question mark. I think that may be it. Yeah, those are probably the two biggest question marks this season. Broncos maybe, but I really don't think that's a question mark. I really think they're going to be good. Raiders are a question mark because everybody thinks they're going to be good, but I don't think they're going to be that good. But yeah, the two true question marks here, Vikings number 1, and I forgot who we said at number 2. Falcons, just because I don't know how they're going to work out on that defense. But yeah, Vikings, big true wild cards here. So I'm going to go with the Browns just because I know they're going to take the next step. I know it, folks. Alrighty, let's keep going out here. Seahawks at 49ers. Once again, the Seahawks in a tough division here. Having to face some real good teams. And, going on the road here against this good 49ers defense. I mean, the only reason why the 49ers were really bad last year was because of all the injuries. So they're at home. I really think the 49ers are going to be back on their bullshit. Jimmy Garoppolo's got a lot to prove. Just unfortunate loss here for the Seahawks. They'll probably split their series, whoever's at home. So we're going to give the 49ers the win there first. All right, then we get the Lions and the Bears. Easy there. Bears win. The Lions are going 0-17, folks. We've already said that. Then we get the Panthers and the Cowboys. And the Cowboys are, kind of favoring off a little bit of an easy schedule here so far early on. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys here at home. Don't think the Panthers are ready to kind of win consistently on the road, especially with Sam Darnold week 4. Don't think he's going to know the playbook so well. Washington football team versus the Falcons. This one should be real freaking good. I just think the Falcons offense is, I don't know, that Washington defense was great last year and they even got better through the draft. So maybe the Washington football team can get it done. Like I said, the big question mark here is on the Falcons. We'll have them going 2-2 to start the first 4 games. Well, the Falcons beating Washington week 4. Cardinals, Rams. I'm going to give it to the Rams here at home. The Cardinals offense against a really good defense on the road. Let's see how Kyler Murray steps up, but we'll bet on the Rams here. And then the last game of week 4, Giants at the Saints, and I'm going to take the Giants here, folks, on the road, able to play spoiler. The defense has got improved. The offensive weapons have been improved. And like I said, how is Jameis Winston? I think Jameis Winston's going to be the starter here. I really do think that. And how is he going to be playing here? Has he finally fixed all those interceptions? I feel like he's a little afraid to throw the ball down the field because he knows if he throws these interceptions, it's going to get the media talking. It's going to get the coaches kind of, wheels spinning in their head. Hey, this man is still turning it over. So I really think that's going to hurt Jameis Winston's ability to throw the ball because he's going to be second-guessing every decision he's making because he knows as soon as that first interception comes, the floodgates are going to be opening about all the criticism of Jameis Winston, and you're not going to be able to close that gate once that first one comes. So Giants on the road against the Saints. I'm going to take the Giants there, folks. I really think the Giants are going to be truly improved this season. So, after 4 weeks, these are the standings according to us. In the AFC, we got the Browns first of the AFC North there at 3-1. Then we get the Colts atop of the AFC South at 4-0. The Dolphins still atop of the NFC or the AFC East at 3-1. Bills also at 3-1, but we have the tiebreaker so far. And in the AFC West, Chiefs 4-0, top of that. Then in the NFC, Green Bay Packers are still number 1 at 4-0 at the NFC North. NFC South, Bucks at the top at 3-1. NFC East, Giants at the top at 3-1. And at the NFC West, Rams, 49ers, and Cardinals all at 3-1, but the Rams at number 1 for all the tiebreakers. So 4 weeks into the season, looking out pretty good. Absolutely great season schedule so far. Great games, great tough games right from the rip for a lot of teams. So teams are really going to start to separate themselves really early on, and we're all here for it. Alrighty, that is going to do it for us today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We're back tomorrow, live, noon Eastern, doing it all over again. We'll be looking at weeks 5 and 6 and, breaking down the NBA, doing all that good stuff. So come watch again, live, noon Eastern tomorrow.